And we're back for more Blades in the Dark. Blades in the Darking.
Oh, Braid.
In the dark.
It's gonna happen.
We didn't play last time because there was a bunch of people missing.
Correct.
We almost didn't play this time because there's a bunch of people missing, which is weird because I would have expected everyone to miss during December, not the month after December.
No, you don't understand. My parents, come separately, and they come in January for the Christmas.
That's weird. Shouldn't they come in November and December for Christmas?
Nope. January.
That's weird. So anyway, the normal rule that Christmas kills games is apparently not a rule. Now it's January kills games.
I still made one of them.
No, I mean,
it's pretty good.
You're here. That was more than I was expecting. So, who remembers what was happening a month ago? I don't. Even though I have notes in front of me, I still don't know.
Okay, that's sad.
Murder, mayhem, something like that.
Murder, mayhem, melodic music.
I like it.
That was a reference to Run the Jewels.
I actually don't remember.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm reading my notes.
Can you tell me anything about it?
Yeah, I can. I can probably tell you some stuff. So, you had a couple different job options. You had one from LaRose, which was about...
we decided not to do that one because we'd have to step on Jim's purveyor's toes.
We may still do that because I'm going to look for a new purveyor in our downtime, but...
So there was that one, which involved Sister Thorn and I think also Madame Teslin.
Yeah, those artifacts.
Yep.
Brought into the wastes.
Yep. Now, I'm reading this note to myself, and I don't know what it means. So,
good to know.
So that is a terrible note, and I shouldn't have written it. The other one was you were trying to take over a brewery that had a hagfish farm in it.
Yes, I remember now.
It was owned by Lord Dalmore. And I still didn't think of a good name for his
beer.
His beer.
You've had a month.
I know. But I haven't thought about it between now and then. I mean, at least not a thought of, what should I name this guy's beer? So there was that one also. And I know that we hadn't decided on a point of attack or approach yet for that. But I don't remember what you had found out about it either. So, who remembers what they found out about it?
Yes.
That's what I was afraid of.
Not investigating that.
That's what I was afraid of.
You were at the game.
No, right. I
don't pretend that you only remember things that actually went on.
If only there was a record of what happened.
I know, damn it.
If only any of us had bothered.
Lucky I'm here. All right. Church Hall. Well, house. Banner. Oh, that was the.
That was fine. Me and Chris were going to have a side adventure where we killed someone. It was fine.
Yeah, that was actually sort of my plan. Since I was only going to have two people, was to just do a sidey thing. But
it's showing Timothy as being on Roll20.
Yep, he's been there a whole month and has never logged out.
That is good.
Although he swears that he has all his browsers closed, so I don't know what's going on there, but
he just never logged out.
But I don't know. It just I don't log out either. It just does it. So I don't know.
So did we able to determine what they're actually using the hagfish for?
I don't think you guys did. I think you figured out that there was a hagfish farm in the brewery. I think. I don't believe.
Yeah, we knew it was in the brewery. We knew that the Lord didn't really care about it so much.
It was like he didn't know about it, or he
it's
didn't
an
care.
investment.
Yeah.
Yes,
And that's all. That's his concern about it. We don't know if he knows about it directly.
Right. I recall that as well.
So why don't we use that as our route in? I think we mentioned this before, but we don't need the brewery.
Right.
That could still just be used as a cover or whatever. Let them do whatever they want. We just need what's underneath it. We need the pins.
It's in the back room, really, but
we need the pins upon pins of delicious, delicious hagfish.
That's not what it's for.
They're not delicious.
No, they're not. I can assure you.
They're not delicious, and they produce a copious amounts of slime.
Yes. Delicious, delicious slime.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think we were going to try to figure out if he's not running it, who specifically is. And I tried my contact, but she didn't know. So,
which contact was that?
Grace. She's the extortionist. She runs a small extortion ring out of 6 towers.
Yes.
But she did not know. So unless someone else has another contact who might...
I'm pretty sure I used my contact too already.
Yeah, I think that's actually how you found out the Lord Dalmor stuff.
Yeah.
Actually. Because those are the circles she moves in.
Right.
Oh, I know what that note means now. Ha ha! It wasn't.
What are you going to tell us?
No, I mean it's just the name of her business.
Oh.
We could just walk into the bar and ask where they have a hagfish farm in the back.
Well, it's not a bar.
The brewery.
Right. It's not like a modern brewery, that you find around a microbrewery, where they have a restaurant in front.
Right.
That's
it's just a brewery.
Right.
Regardless, my point stands.
Sure, you could just go in and ask them.
I think, Shane, you were going to try to stalk them and see who was bringing in bodies and who was actually administering the farm.
Yeah, I was going to see who actually, was attending and who worked here and who, was visiting, what gangs were visiting. Because clearly gangs are using this place.
Well, somebody's using it. So I think you were going to try to figure out how they were bringing the bodies in and by doing some stalking, some hunting.
That could be.
I'm good at stalking people.
From what I recall, the last thing we were actually trying to do was figure out the approach, but
yes,
but now we're a month away, and
we're a month away, so we may need to reapproach that. We need to reapproach the approach.
The approach.
Probably a good idea.
So let's look at those options and figure out which one is viable, and then what.
Right now, I'm just reconning which isn't any of the options,
or what information we need to gather in order to approach an approach.
Who runs it is what we need to know. Who controls it?
We know the Lord technically owns it,
but he doesn't necessarily run it.
Correct. He owns it, but he's also apparently not aware of the hagfish farm, which is the part that you guys are interested in.
Right.
So, a quick sidebar.
Yes.
So we are not twitching this.
Oh, whoops. I am recording it. I forgot to start the stream.
So the hagfish are in barrels, is that right?
I thought they were using one of the old big brewery things for it.
Yep.
In the back.
Yep, that is what they're doing. They've got one of the I don't know what you call those things. Tanks?
Brew tanks.
Yeah.
Oh.
To keep their hagfish in. And then every once in a while someone goes up and bangs on it and all the hagfish produce slime.
Nice.
Slimy. So slimerific.
So yeah, Shane's gonna scout out the place and see if he can't figure that out.
All right, cool. What are you gonna?
Tell me what I'm gonna
do. Go, Bond. Wait, that's what you.
Stop
I
that!
apologize for nothing.
Stop that! You frightened everyone.
Son of a bitch.
That was kind of terrifying.
Sounds like a cat is hissing at me suddenly. I'm like, what did I do? So, Vaughn.
Yes.
What kind of action are you thinking?
Just keep an eye on the place, like stake it out.
So you're gonna hunt?
Yeah, I'll hunt. Okay. Bring my sheet up. And I get +1 effect.
Okay, well, it's gonna be controlled standard.
Okay.
So, with your +1 effect, that would be controlled great, I believe.
Great.
If I remember the names of things.
You do.
I probably don't.
No, you did this time. 4. So that's a success. Some mess.
It's some kind of success. Where are we at here? Let's see. So you do it.
I did it.
You did it.
I did it.
You didn't think you could do it, but then you tried it.
Then I did it. I did it, and that's done.
All right. So you're gathering information. Now, do any of those questions on your character sheet make sense for what you are doing? I mean, kind of. What's really going on here? That seems like
That seems like the pertinent one.
So, all right. There is a guy.
There's a guy. All right. That started off well.
Well. Yeah, all right. Let's go with that. So, let me find my pencil so I can write down notes that I will then not be able to interpret later.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. I mean, you know, apparently
Hey,
how
Chris.
I roll.
Yes.
On your shared drive, where's some Blades in Dark core book?
It's in the Resilio folder.
Yeah. Do you have Resilio?
Okay, yeah, I've got that. I'll just do that. Never mind.
It's in there. Evil Hat, we purchased multiple copies.
All right.
We totally did.
That was my said. That was my thought when you said that, Jim.
Oh. Yeah. The ones that we purchased. Uh-huh. Yep.
That's where we keep the copy of all the books we purchased.
Yes.
All the books. All the copies.
Multiple
That
plural copies that we purchased.
yes. Just terabytes and terabytes of
The same book 5 times.
Right. We're like, screw the man. I've got 500 copies of your book that you don't want me to have in PDF. Ah. So, all right. Yes, Bond. There is a guy who, named Noggs, who works at the brewery.
Noggs.
Noggs.
Like N-O-G-S?
Like N-O-G-G-S.
N-O-G-G-S. All right. I'm going to get rid of these notes now.
He is being played by Asia Butterfield. Or Asha Butterfield? Asha?
Mm-hmm.
That is not a name I would have put together. Asia Butterfield, huh?
Yep.
No idea who that is.
It's Ender.
Ugh. From the new one?
The only one?
I wouldn't know. Would not know.
Well, I mean, don't watch that movie. It's not good. But
The Ender's Game, the recent Ender's Game movie?
yeah, don't watch it. It's not good.
Is Ender the kid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, quick sidebar.
But he's good in it.
Hagfish are chewy with softer spinal cords that run through their back and have a mild taste with an unpleasant aftertaste.
Imagine.
They're unpalatable to foreigners, though popular in Korea.
It's a weird way to phrase that. Unpopular to foreigners.
Well, I'm assuming it was written from a Korean point of view.
Yeah, well, I guess, because I'm just like,
all right. So what about Noggs?
So Noggs is you can actually see him through the windows of the brewery, and he spends more time in the abandoned area.
Okay.
More than the others do. And he definitely is obviously tending to something in the tank.
Do the others ever do that, or is it just him?
No, just him.
Okay. Does he associate with anybody?
I mean, he associates with the other workers and everything, but
is there any like outside traffic coming in?
It doesn't. I mean, not in your limited time looking. No.
Okay.
Now you could, follow him when he leaves work or something, but like, it doesn't seem that like the bodies are being brought to the back door of the brewery or anything.
Okay. They're probably being brought in barrels if they're smart.
Right.
All right. Well, once I identify him as a person of interest, I will follow him.
Okay. Now, my real question is, do I want you to roll again?
That is a question.
Is there any sort of interesting risk for you failing? Anyone? Anyone?
No.
I mean, I guess he could tip off whoever like is doing the body disposal.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I can sort of think of is that they get wind that you're
all
looking.
I can really think of,
which could be interesting. Sure. How about you roll again?
Okay. Controlled standard or?
Yeah. I mean, you're following a guy, so that would be hunt, and it's still technically downtime, so that would still be controlled standard.
Is this considered gathering info to locate a target?
Yeah.
Okay. There's great effect then.
Since your basic question that you asked was who's in charge,
Yeah, he's not really my
and
target
it's not
yet.
Noggs who's in charge. Yeah, so I think it still applies.
Okay.
Same rule.
Yep, still got a 4. All
Okay.
right.
So yeah, you do it again. So there was
Okay.
no point in making you roll again. So yes, Noggs reports to a bar actually in
Bar.
Crowsfoot,
Okay. Bar in Crowsfoot.
which you know is not the headquarters, but the hangout spot
Okay.
for the Lampblacks.
Ah.
And actually, it would be Timothy that knows that, but
He's just filling us in.
I'm just assuming that he is there telling you that.
Okay.
Here, I'll do his voice. I'm Timothy. Hey. Oh.
Wow.
So
That's what he sounds like to me.
quick sidebar. Since we're starting everything late, missing Danny, started the streamlight and everything, are we actually going to do our before game stuff?
Well, before game
What,
stuff.
before game stuff?
You know, our actions, our personal actions.
We did the downtime last time.
Oh, we already did all that. Yep.
Yeah. All that jazz is done. We don't do it again until we complete a job.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. When we last left our heroes, you guys were planning on running a job, but you actually hadn't decided yet, and you'd already taken your downtime actions. Although I think you still had one downtime action left that your crew gives you. That free gather information downtime action, I think.
Yes.
On that one ability that you have that I am not looking at.
I have no idea.
I think that one you still might have had. I might be thinking of something entirely different, though. I actually might be thinking of one of Timothy's abilities.
See, I don't remember having that, but
Yeah, I might actually be thinking of Timothy.
okay.
Well, then never mind.
All right. Well, I'll just say, just tell them that, basically. So, I think it's a Lampblack piece.
Okay.
So if there's any way we can lay this at the Red Sash's feet, it would be great.
It would be fairly
Except for
easy.
we want to take it over.
Because we don't want to take it over because we're not going to own the bar. Like, that's just a liability, the brewery. We need to find a way to move them.
Okay.
The Lampblacks are already at war with the Red Sashes, so that would get us,
So
Here's
I think
let's
our
get out
movement
scot-free.
accepted that, right?
Here's a fun fact. You now know where the Red Sashes and the Lampblacks dispose of their bodies.
Yep. It's pretty
Good to
great.
know.
We unfortunately were in the place where the Red Sashes dispose their bodies.
Right. So I don't know how great moving the Hagfish farm is going to go over. For one, you've already moved something from the Lampblacks before.
We have.
So
Tremendously, by the way. Tremendously.
Right. So even if you do lay it at the Red Sash's doorstep, as it were, they're still going to be like, wait a minute. This is the same MO. They moved the thing.
That is true.
But that's something to consider.
They're not that smart, though, right? It's fine.
I mean, they are the former guild that lit the lamps before electricity. And apparently the only line of work they could find was crime afterwards. So,
Right. So I think I'm pretty on pretty solid ground.
Exactly.
Right. They're not brilliant people.
And considering how you convinced them to help them
It was
move
amazing.
it last time, I mean, you might have a good point.
All right, so I'd really just prefer to buy it from, the guy, but he's not going to be interested in selling this. His family's already on the poor side.
Which guy are you talking about?
The Lord who owns this brewery.
Okay.
We could con him out of it.
Well, he actually doesn't know it's there.
Except none of us are talkers. He doesn't know the Hagfish Farm is there now.
Right.
That's true. That's true.
So he may not be the person you need to buy it from.
Noggs is the one who's the connection. Is Noggs? Can I tell if Noggs is actually part of the Lamp Blacks or if he's just working with them?
Well, he's not wearing like their colors, as it were, which, as you could probably guess, is black.
Sure. Yeah, them and every other gang. No.
I mean, we live in a world where a waxed leather coat is the height of fashion. So,
right.
Yeah, everyone.
I don't imagine there's a lot of dyes.
Not that it matters anyway, because there's no sun. So, yeah.
Damn that sun.
I just committed suicide. This is a terrible world.
It is a terrible world, and you should. Except now that your ghost is going to...
Oh, that's fine. Screw the living. No. We could talk to Noggs. He doesn't appear to be a Lamp Black. We could always try to sway him to our side.
Or we can just murder him and shove his body in one of the tubes or one of the
Sure,
barrels.
we could also do that. I was trying to not, make our situation with the Lamp Blacks worse because we're already almost at war with two factions.
How many barrels of the ills are there?
It's the giant brew tank. One of those big, like floor to ceiling.
Yeah.
Like high ceiling.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that makes much more sense to me now. There is an option that we could just, steal a couple barrels worth from it and start our own.
Another option would be to just bribe Noggs so that you can drop off your bodies with him too,
as well. True.
But I'm not seeing the murder element here.
Well, and also your talker isn't here, so maybe that's not a good idea.
The talker's not here. Yeah.
I'm just throwing things out there.
Stealing a couple barrelfuls might not be a bad idea.
Okay, I have an idea. I have got a brilliant idea. We kill a blue coat.
I like it so far.
Great.
Yeah.
Starting off great.
Bribe Noggs to dispose of the body and then blackmail Noggs with the fact that he disposed of blue coat's body.
I like it.
There's no way this could backfire at all. At any number of stages. Considering the nature of this game, that seems like a terrible idea.
You people.
That's a bunch of rolls.
You people just don't want to get your hands red.
Oh, I don't mind killing people, but that seems like an unnecessary risk.
Mark?
Yeah?
Is there a blue coat I can remember from the docks who was particularly annoying to me?
Oh, okay, we're going with this plan.
Of course you can.
Okay. Who just had it coming.
I mean,
for a while.
There's lots of those. The Blue Coats are one of the largest gangs in the city. I mean, yes.
All right, let's just not tell the Rose.
No, actually, we could tell the Rose.
We could ask Rose. We could ask him who's worthless.
No, or we can eliminate his problem.
Yeah, that won't cause even way more issues.
Bowman.
Like internal affairs gets murdered.
Is Bowman a prop?
Arvis Bowman.
Yeah, Arvis Bowman. He's the cop that actually interrogated Edlund.
Let's do him.
Earlier, because he was trying to find out what LaRosa's doings were.
Let's do him.
LaRosa's not going to talk to us anymore.
Why?
Because the person who is looking into his illicit activities ends up getting murdered.
By the people doing LaRosa's illicit activities.
Right. That sounds like such a bad idea.
But no, it's not us doing it.
No? Who is it?
It'll be either the Lamp Blacks or the...
Well,
yes.
There is
you know how that'll work? That's going to work awesome, as long as we roll nothing but 6s.
Done.
Well, remember, don't consider necessarily the feasibility of the plan, because that's what rolls are for.
And we can modify them.
I think the feasibility of the plan is a pretty important consideration.
See, I actually think you're wrong, at least for this game.
Because we can, it's the thing.
No, the feasibility of the plan is entirely based on how many rolls we're going to have to make.
Okay. See, and I just happen to disagree with you, Shane. Sometimes you want to send that message. Stop investigating me.
That no blue coat should ever work with us? Yes, that is a very clear message.
Stop investigating LaRosa's enemies will have been sent a very clear message. Stop investigating me.
You know what? Fine. Sure. Let's just kill everyone who gets in our way.
I mean, it's worked so far, right?
Murder is our MO. We should have been assassins. That guy mentioned to begin with.
I said we should have been assassins too, Cade. We can take assassin traits for our gang.
The shadows.
Yeah, I keep telling you. You can take assassin abilities if you want.
All right, let's just murder everyone.
Don't sound so morose about it. Like, this is actually a good plan.
Sure it is.
We get rid of the guy. We send a clear message to LaRosa's people of, don't try to frame me.
All right, let's find this cop.
But I got to tell you now that I just thought of something. I'm not sure if I'm as happy with that. Just because we won't get a crew advancement mark. We only get those off of espionage, sabotage, or theft. Why couldn't we be assassins?
Yeah, weird. I find this cop.
How about I got a night? Wait. Second plan.
No, the talking's over. We're killing cops.
Second plan. We steal a couple barrels from the big slime ill
place.
Tank. Then we sabotage their barrel and destroy it. So they'll never know it's missing.
Who are we going to blame for destroying it?
I don't even know if we have to blame anyone. That one could actually be a
accident,
a force of Leviathan. I'm just using that term.
Or why not just arrange for the cops to bust it?
Because right now it's just a big tank of dead or slime eels.
Yeah, you actually don't know what's in the tank. Like, there could be bodies in there now, there could not be. You actually haven't seen how Nogs is bringing bodies in.
Right.
Another option. Go with this thing, steal some eels, sabotage.
They're not eels, but...
I know they're not eels.
Eels are delicious and delightful.
Hagfish.
Mm-hmm.
Hagfish.
Don't say it like that. Oh my God.
Hagfish.
Did you bread the hagfish? And I helped.
So
I shake and bake. The hagfish.
Who are they?
We made shake and
Well,
bake,
there's-
and I helped.
I just ate it all the hagfish. You shaking in the bag with that crust? Mm-mm.
Who are the newspapers again?
The ink rakes?
Ink rakes. This could be a chance we can try to get some faith brought back in with the ink rakes, where we can let them get credit for exposing it as these once noble citizens of the city, these noble workers of the city, now murder and chaos.
I say we set up the noble. I don't care if he knows what's going on. He's got it coming. Plus, that makes for a way juicier story for the ink rakes if you're going to do it that way.
Here's the thing. We don't have to set that story up. They can figure that part out themselves.
True.
I say we don't even bring that in with the ink rakes. Just try to get some, reputation back with the ink rakes so they're not after us constantly. Tell them where the lamp blanks dispose of bodies, but get a couple barrels of fish or hagfish ourselves, and then let it get exposed. Is that less murdery for you?
All right, we still have to figure out where we're going to set up our farm, though.
Well, I am waiting for the murder champion.
It doesn't involve killing enough people.
Wait, is that your official title? Because that's pretty awesome. I mean,
murder champion.
It's a pretty good one.
3 years in a row, murder champion.
I got the belt.
Yep. No one's gonna take it from me because I'm a murder champion. So that sounds like stealth.
Yeah, we need an entry point. We need to get the barrels, but then we've got to set it up from right before they get there, so we can get some of our stuff off the boat or out of there. So is this on the dock or is it over the docks?
It's in which district did I say it was in? Did I?
I don't know. Did you?
It's got to be. Yeah. Okay. No, you didn't.
Yeah, I didn't write that down. I wonder if I actually decided. If only there was a record of what I said. I think it was in Six Towers. I think. I'm writing down Six Towers. From now on, that is the truth.
Well, all right.
Now, how does that change things? Or does it?
It doesn't change a lot. Besides, we won't be going up against the Bluecoats this time.
Yeah. Okay.
A third option building off of that.
Mhm.
We could just tell LaRose and get him a chance to get some reputation back by busting it.
They're not technically doing anything illegal right now.
But I bet you if they skimmed it, they're going to find bodies in there.
Potentially.
It's true. I'd almost prefer to give it to LaRose over the ink rakes. I know Timothy already has a plan for them. So.
Well, and also you The last thing you did to Inkrix was threaten them. So I don't know how amenable they'll be to listening to you.
I threatened them well, though, Mark.
I mean,
that reporter, she listened to what
I did in fact
she
not
listened
kill
to what
her.
Bond had to say. Right.
Okay.
We
So-
were merciful.
Next question then. 6 Towers. Can we find any abandoned breweries?
no.
Doesn't even need to be a brewery.
Well, I'm thinking about what we can put them in.
Yeah, well,
And
I mean,
kind
okay.
of out of a,
So you've got a big bakery, right?
yeah, but I'm looking and I'm not finding a lot of good things that big that would hold them.
All we really need are big bathtubs.
What are bathtubs?
They have bathtubs.
Why don't we just store it in the secret passages in the sewers we know about?
That was what I was going to say.
Because then anyone could use your hagfish farm.
Only if
But
they
not
have the
if they-
secret keys.
Yeah, only if they have the secret. Exactly.
You'll just wake up one day and there'll just be 20 bodies in there, and you'll be like, "What is happening?"
Like, who has been using our catfish farm?
Because that's kind of thing you have to think about.
Kids.
They are good for disposing of bodies, but we need things that will fit bodies.
Tubs.
Yeah, you've also got, you could put it in your noble friend's house, in their basement. I'm sure they'd appreciate that.
Well, but then when they're running their drug parties over there, we wouldn't want somebody to stumble into the hagfish farm.
I mean,
That's
I guess
true.
if somebody OD'd there, it'd be convenient. But
All right, that's what I'm saying. For Vaughn, it's like if someone ODs, it's a quick trip to dispose of the evidence.
right, it's just right downstairs.
Is there an abandoned mansion near their place?
I already know this is because we've cooked there.
Yes,
Oh, that's right. Why don't we just take that over?
because then anybody could wander in there and then do the same thing we just did to them. If anyone ever notices that.
It's true.
So I don't know if I have an issue with the sewers, but there is one problem. But that can be faced anywhere. Going into the sewers where we might possibly create ghosts.
Well, that's why you have them eat the body.
Isn't that what a hagfish farm is for? Yeah.
Right, so that they don't do that.
Do they not summon ghosts if a hagfish eats
No,
them?
I actually don't remember what hagfish farms do. They reduce heat after killing.
Yeah.
It's body disposal is all it technically is. Ugh.
But isn't the spirit raised where the body died?
No, it's raised from the corpse.
So-
What if there is no corpse?
What if there is no corpse?
Yeah, but I don't think hagfish can eat a body quick enough for the spirit not to rise.
It really
Yeah,
depends on how fast the spirit rises.
yeah, that's actually
I can
not.
tell you how fast hagfish can go through a body.
I was actually looking that up. Tell me.
Well,
I could not find it.
okay, well, I can just tell you, like, rules wise, there's an ability outside that's separate from Hagfish Farm that gets rid of ghosts from
That's
bodies.
the assassin,
Right.
Isn't
but-
it? Yeah.
So it doesn't get rid of ghosts.
And hagfish farm doesn't technically do anything except reduce heat
Right.
after you kill.
But truthfully, putting him in the sewers would be useful because we use those to get into our base anyway.
Right.
So
That's
that'd
why.
be a good place to drag bodies through that we can dispose of them.
Right. And it wouldn't that way we're not dragging bodies back to the bakery.
And we can have maybe a place where in the sewers
But
we
it's
can
still
block
secure.
off.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, we
it's
can
still
block
secure.
off.
Yeah. Okay.
So what we
So-
can do is take maybe barrels, the bigger barrels, not cut them in half, but a little bit more. Maybe like that. So then you have enough room we can drop bodies into them.
I'm still telling you, bathtubs. We can find bathtubs. They're big. There's room enough for hagfish. They will fit a body quite nicely.
It is
Also-
possible, but I have a feeling getting barrels into the sewers will be easier than tubs.
Maybe, but tubs are waterproof. And yeah, we'll stay that way.
Well, these are all logistics.
So we might have a mixture of stuff.
So that's what we'd like to argue about.
No, I know you do. I'm just saying it.
So yes,
Yes.
that's what we're going to do. We're going to still barrels of hagfish. We'll use barrels and tubs we can find in the sewers along the edges. We'll put those in there, then have like the fish.
And make sure there are barrels for
fish.
libations so that, the water doesn't just come right out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like you're going to go in and steal their fish.
Yes.
So that is in stealth.
And that is a theft operation. So guess what? If we're successful, we get a crew advancement.
Well, we also get an extra die in the engagement roll.
So
nice.
You've got to figure out the point of infiltration. So
what are the entries into the brewery?
Yeah, that's my question. Is it on the docks or is it over the docks?
Okay, so it's not. Let me think.
The brewery's in 6 Towers, so
The brewery's in 6 Towers, but I mean, look at all the waterways. I mean, you could be
right
on the water pretty much anywhere in town. And I think they would be on the water because you need water for brewing. So it would make sense to build it along a waterway. So I would say probably their big dock area, where they get their supplies brought in, would be over the water. But they would also have, a fairly big freight entrance, I guess. And it's a regular business, so there's, doors and entryways and
which entryway is closest to the Hagfish farm?
Lots of windows. So it's in the part of the brewery that they don't really use much anymore. It used to be much bigger than it was. So it would not be near any of the main entrances.
But is there an entrance near it?
No.
Okay. How many people are there, work there? And, how long are they there?
I'm going to say probably 2 shifts.
Is there always someone there, or are there times when there's, it's locked up, there's no one there?
I mean, probably there's times when there's no one there.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try to figure it, from the time I watched them, I'm going to try to figure out what that schedule is.
There would be guards that would patrol and stuff just because it's a business of value, but there wouldn't be, employees.
Right.
So, quick sidebar again.
Oh
After we get this, if we get the interrogation chamber, they're the same thing. We have a chair that's kind of connected to the tubs that we can push people back into the hagfish. People are going to listen to us if you're being drowned and getting your mouth full of hagfish slime.
That's gruesome, and I like it.
See, I was thinking you could agitate the hagfish so that they'd produce a lot of slime so that they could just pour slime on a person and drown them.
Well, that's when
you could slime board them.
Yeah, just start force feeding them slime.
Well, I was reading how hagfish hunt. The hagfish will do that themselves.
Yeah.
They will get that all up in their people's throats. Oh, yes. We're not twisted at all.
So, all right, let's think about this. You need to infiltrate. You need to steal multiple barrels.
At least 2.
I'm going to say probably in order to have an actual hagfish farm that would sustain itself, you'd probably need 4 to 5.
My goal right now is 8. Now, if we get less, that's good.
8 barrels would pretty much be the brewer's container. What size of barrels are we talking about?
I'd probably say 12 would probably be the...
So let's go, if we need 4 to 5, let's go for 4 to 5.
Because you got to get a queen hagfish, and then all the hagfish drones. And then
they're not a hive mind.
Right. No, but what we do need is something significant left to let LaRose bust.
Yeah.
Oh, are we letting him bust? Is that okay?
Yeah.
That's what we finally decided on.
Yeah, I think that might be the better one. Get maybe a LaRose a win. Maybe get some heat off of him that he busted.
Plus, it'll screw over your rivals.
Yeah. Right.
Yep. That's really what's up.
Okay.
All right.
So, yeah, how are you going to get that stuff out? let's think about that.
Wagons.
Okay. So that makes me think it'd either be the docks or the front door, or not the front door, but the loading area.
The loading door.
While I was watching, who do they usually get their deliveries from?
Well, they get them from, a bunch of different people. There's several different grain products.
Okay.
But I figured they have like a big part with Clydesdales, right? That take the barrels out to the bars.
No, absolutely, of course.
Clomping down the street like magnificent beast with a dog running around.
Right. No, absolutely.
They don't use Clydesdales because there's not many horses in this world, but they do use goats.
The goat equivalent of a Clydesdale.
Or they just use dogs.
The dog equivalent of a Clydesdale.
A whole bunch of Spuds McKenzie's.
Yipping along.
Brilliant.
Driven by a...
So they have their own wagons, right?
Yeah, they do have their own.
Well, the reason I asked is so that we can, get some barrels or, a wagon with, some semblance of their insignia or, mark, so we blend in a little better.
Exactly. I figured we just take one of their wagons. They've got to have like a wagon place where they take the barrels out to the bars, the inns, the taverns, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
And we only need to take it a couple blocks until we can get it to like, one of our sewer entrances and roll them there.
Secret sewer entrances. Right.
And then we can, either break apart the wagon and use its parts to make the fortification we need for that part of the sewers, or just run it through the streets.
Or you can just
we
dump the hagfish in the sewers and let them free.
That's the only humane thing to do.
That's right.
They would all die, but sure.
Humane, human. I don't care about hagfish. It's the human thing to do.
Except that we just went through all this trouble to get them?
We make no sense. We're dumb.
Apparently.
No, you're eco warriors. It makes sense.
I leave this group.
Good idea. Good idea.
I'm going to work for the Red Sashes.
They won't have you now.
Oh, sure they will. I've killed so many of them. Like, they know I'm good.
They're hiring.
They are having a person shortage now, so.
True.
They're short on manpower. All right.
So, all right. Your infiltration point is going to be...
I just say through the... Not
whatever
the
door
docks.
the cargoes go through. Cargo goes through.
Okay. And are you going to wear disguises, or are you going to go when they're closed, or what's
I am going to take my... I'm going to properly use this thing I have now. Pull it up. I was looking at the gang. Define cover identity. I am a representative of whatever company we stole this wagon from.
Okay. Okay. So can you get the others in that way too, or are you going to go in separate? Or what's the?
If I don't know how what the procedure is. Like if only one person has to flash his badge or whatever. Like I know they don't have those back in the day, but I'm sure they have some sort of marker or identifier that says, yeah, we're legit.
Okay. Cool. So engagement rolling then.
Yes.
Sounds like. All right. Who wants to roll it?
What are we
I
rolling?
managed to barely succeed with 3 dice, so it should not be me.
Okay.
What are we rolling?
It's on the crew sheet. There's an engagement roll button.
We're going to let Chris do it because Jim can't roll either.
Okay.
It's true. I can't roll.
So you get 1 die for sheer luck. And then I think, don't you have a crew ability that gives you another?
We get 2 dice because we have the ability, yeah.
And that's for infiltrating, right?
It's because we're doing a clandestine operation.
Clandestine.
Oh, so it's 2 dice for. So right now we have a number of 2 dice, right?
Yep.
Right now it's 2 dice.
All right. So
the different stuff.
So then the other questions are: is this operation particularly bold or daring?
Well, I'm sorry. I thought there was be more questions.
There are more questions.
Well, but I thought there would be more options when I hit OK.
Oh.
If we end up having at least 2 guys, that seems okay with me.
I mean, that was a good roll. It's too bad you wasted it.
I thought there would be another step in the thing.
No,
there's always like 3 or 4 different things.
Not for the engagement roll.
Right. So, all right. Is it particularly bold or daring?
We are stealing hagfish.
It is pretty bold to do it. Yeah. Well,
we're stealing hagfish.
We're walking right in, basically, and stealing the hagfish.
I mean, okay.
I don't know if it's particularly bold. It is bold. But it's not like super crazy.
The term daring does not work for me when we're stealing fish.
Right. I would say bold, but not daring.
It is bold.
I mean, I could see bold. That's an extra die.
Okay.
Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors?
No, we went away from the killing the cops plan, so I think we're good now.
We're breaking a law. Maybe because we have to find a way to get a lot of barrels of fish quickly.
I don't think it's that complex, honestly. But
they're hagfish. They're actually designed not to be captured. So trying to get...
I mean, if it turns into a comedy of errors where you're like physically trying to grab the... I mean, yeah.
Sure. If we go like Larry, Curly, and Moe up in here.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't strike me as complex. If you'd gone with the killing cops plan, maybe, but yeah.
That was complex.
Okay. Yeah. So does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
They're closed.
Not particularly. I mean, we are going when there's no there, but that's about it.
Yeah, and I mean, this is their center of operations as far as like, the brewery and that sort of stuff. So that wouldn't be where they're weakest, I wouldn't think. Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations? I'm actually going to say they do have special preparations, and that's really just more the fact that they are expecting certain suppliers, like regular suppliers, and so there is a, identify yourself at the door, that sort of thing. They're just not going to let you waltz in.
They will with my fancy ID card.
I mean, that'll help, right? But so that's -1 die. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight?
Well, they already did that.
Yeah, I would say Shane's correct.
It is possible. We needed more. Eckert is a corpse thief. He might have used this before to get rid of things that he could not, bodies that he needed to.
Yeah. And I also
I've got a physiker who, yeah, good.
And I think the other 2 contacts that you went and talked to probably count as well. So that's an extra die. Are any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation? Yeah, the Lampblacks.
They're not really interfering. I mean, they are the target.
They're not necessarily interfering, but they're on the watch for people sneaking in and stealing their shit because it recently happened to them.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that what the any special preparations thing is for?
I
mean, I don't know, but
no, because okay. So that one is like the target, whereas this one is enemies or rivals, and they are technically when they say separate.
When they say interfering, like that, I mean, that seems to me like, is there a third party like going to be in the way or not?
Yeah.
Or does it just mean, are they aware of you?
It's whether. Yeah. I mean, yes, Shane, yes.
It means all those things.
No, it means the first one.
Okay. Because there's no third party. Well, I mean, obviously we wouldn't know if there's a third party, but
that's kind of what I'm saying.
But this is a Lampblack place, so obviously, like, they shouldn't count as interfering.
Are there any other elements that you want to consider? Maybe lowest your target. No, I think that's it. So, all right. What does that leave you with?
3 dice by my count.
I think it was 3 as well. That's what I'm counting. You're muted there, Jim.
But when we do a clandestine infiltration, we get one.
We already counted that.
I'll do that. Okay.
That's That's actually where you're getting 3 from.
All right.
So try that, Chris. 3 dice. Same roll and an extra 3.
All right.
Well, you know what that means.
It starts out smooth at least.
You're in a controlled position when the action starts.
Excellent.
So, let's take our first break. It's a little early, but it seems like a good break point right before the action starts. And then we'll jump in after that. That'll be exciting for everyone.